Hey, want to know the hottest real estate market in America? You know the one, the market where you can make money the quickest and most easily with practically no effort at all? I'm Brian Ellis. I'll tell you the answer to that right now in this freshly updated edition of episode number 50. Hello, SDI Nation. Welcome to the podcast of record for savvy, self-directed investors like you, where you learn to, say it with me, find, understand, and profit from exceptional investment opportunities. Hey, be sure to check out sdiradio.com/50 for the links to the resources I share with you on today's show. So, the hottest real estate market in America, is that what you want to know? Yeah, of course that's what you want to know. There are hot markets in a lot of places in this country. As of this particular moment in time, the National Association of Realtors tells us that Northern California still dominates the top 20 list of hottest markets for June 2016, with the top spot going to Vallejo, followed by San Francisco, then Dallas, Texas, then Stockton, California, which, yes, is the same Stockton I was trumpeting to you people 6 months ago, trying not to break my arm from patting my own back a little. Then we get a little Southern California action from San Diego. The rest of the top 20 spots are spread out all over the country, and they tend to change month to month, quarter to quarter. So if all you're looking for is a theoretically hot market, there's your answer. The current hottest market in America, according to the NAR, that bastion of unbiased analysis, is Vallejo, California. But that information doesn't really do you a lot of good, does it? In fact, I propose this thought to you. The question of the hottest market in America is really kind of irrelevant. The only people to whom hot markets should really matter are people who are the real estate equivalent of stock market momentum traders, the people hoping to capture the lowest low and sell out at the highest high, only then to move on to the next hot market so they can wash, rinse, and repeat. That's good theory. It sounds nice, but let's keep our feet on the ground and our thinking clear about this, shall we? Answer this question. Do you know even one person for whom that peak to valley investing plan has worked reliably? Just one person. Nope, you don't. If you think you do, that's the person to whom you should be paying attention, not me. That person really doesn't exist. Hey, here's a bit of context for you why I say that, my friends. My real estate investing newsletter, the Brian Ellis Investing Letter, it has about 700,000 subscribers, nearly all of whom are here in America. This gives me a really wide cross-section of data from which to pull in terms of the real estate experiences of real investors who are investing real money. You know how many people that I've encountered who are able to pinpoint the next hot market, take advantage of its highs and lows, and then move on without getting caught in the inevitable downdrafts or other market volatility? I'll give you one guess. The number? 0. Zilch nada. That's right. I don't know a single person who's been consistently successful at that. And I know a lot of real estate investors. The problem with caring about hot markets too much is that approach invariably requires a constant eye on the market. It requires your having a frame of reference that's really difficult to achieve. It requires you having data that's not really easily available. It's not standardized across markets. But the real issue is this: shifting focus from one hot market to the next simply does not help you to make consistent, predictable profits. Remember our mantra here at Self-Directed Investor Radio: simple, safe, strong. A good investment plan must be all three of those things, and each investment within the plan must be each of those things as well. This peaks to valley strategy is not simple. In fact, unless you've got a crystal ball, it's impossible. It's not inherently safe either. There are no built-in safeguards for your capital. And you simply don't know if it will be strong or not. It's a crapshoot, unless, of course, there again, your crystal ball is dead on accurate. So don't do that. Don't be a peaks and valleys investor. Rather, begin by asking yourself this question: am I active or a passive investor? If you're a passive investor, which is practically all of you, then market selection isn't where you need to be focused anyway. Instead, you should be focused on choosing the right people with whom you'll work. The first criteria is this: pick people who have actually deployed their own money in exactly the same way, in exactly the same place that they're recommending that you do so. Pick people who can explain their strategy to you coherently and give you examples of why it works. Pick people who, whether the market they specialize in is listed in the top 20 markets or not, pick people who can articulate precisely why what they're doing makes sense regardless of dubious hot market rankings. Hey, here's an example. Here at SDI, we're heavily focused on the sub $80,000 rental property area and also on real estate notes in Birmingham, Alabama for 5 simple reasons. Number 1, we can buy and renovate houses there really cheaply. Secondly, it's easy to find good long-term tenants. Third, rents are really high and frequently guaranteed by the government. Fourth, the local law doesn't discriminate against investors. And fifth, expenses like property taxes and insurance are cheap. That's it. There are other reasons too, but those are the core reasons, and they're all brainlessly simple to understand. That's why SDI clients have been so happy to give Birmingham a try, even though for many of them it's not the kind of market that would have ever been on their radar at all. It just makes sense. It's rational, it's simple, it's safe, it's strong. So what's the hottest market for you, my friend? Or perhaps the better question is, who are you trusting with your money to choose the hot market for you? It's an important question, and I hope you'll consider it well. My friends, have a great weekend, and remember, invest wisely today and live well forever.